You are living a double life. In your native language, you are fast, you are sharp, and you are yourself. But in English, you are a ghost of that person. Really, you have a translator living in your head. A tiny, tired English worker who takes every English word you hear, takes it over to your native language, finds the meaning, then takes your response, translates it back into English, and then checks the grammar twice. By the time that work is done, the conversation has moved on. The joke is old. The opportunity is gone. You feel like you are lagging, almost like a video where the audio is just a little out of sync. You're there and English is there, it's just not perfectly timed yet. And you've been told, just think in English. But that's like telling a person who can't swim, oh, just stay on top of the water. This is useless advice. Thinking in English is not a choice. It's actually a neurological bypass. Today, I am going to show you exactly how to fire that translator that lives in your head. We are going to build a direct highway from your thoughts to your mouth. No more middleman and no more lag. This is the 3-step method to rewriting your brain. So here is the science of the delay. To fix the thinking, we have to look at the biology of the delay. Most learners think that they need more words. They buy bigger dictionaries, they study more lists, they download more vocabulary apps, and this goes on and on. But you don't have a storage problem. You have a retrieval problem, and this is totally different. When you translate, you are using the long route. The signal has to travel through your brain from the native language center to the English language center. So it has to travel between those parts. This creates cognitive friction. Friction then creates heat, and heat creates fatigue. This is why after 20 minutes of speaking English, you feel like you have just run a marathon. This is a real thing. Your brain is literally overheating from the extra work. To think in English, we have to starve that long route. We have to make the native language center of your brain so difficult, so expensive to use, that it then chooses the direct route simply to save energy. Native speakers are lazy. Our brains always take the path of the least resistance. So now I'm going to teach you how to make English that path. The first step is the most boring, but it's also the most powerful. It's called aggressive labeling. Most of your day is spent in silent thought. I need to find my keys. It's raining. I'm hungry. I mean, everything you are thinking in your brain, automatically in your native language. So you need to hijack these natural thoughts. Starting tomorrow, I want you to narrate the boring reality of your life out loud. For example, I'm touching the door handle. The water is cold. I am looking at my phone. Why out loud? Because your Broca's area needs to feel, in other words, the speech factory needs to actually hear the thought. You only think it, the translator stays alive. If you say it out loud, you are forcing that direct connection, exactly what we are aiming for. Right now, look at one object in the room around you. Okay, find something. Don't think of the word in your native language. Touch it, feel the texture, now say the English word. Now do this 10 times a day, and you are teaching your brain that the meaning of the word is the English word, not the translation. You are deleting the middleman here. Do you see how this can be so powerful? The second reason you can't think in English is because you are trying to be like an architect. You try to build every sentence by scratch, word by word. I would like to ask you if, it goes on and on, word for word. This is too slow for the human brain. Native speakers are not architects when they are speaking. They build sentences more like Lego blocks. We use lexical chunks. We don't think of the individual words, I would like to. We think of that whole scenario, that whole phrase as one chunk. So this block, I would like to, and then you connect it to something else. Another example is we don't think of the words, how are you? We think of that as an idea. The Lego chunk is, how's it going? If you have 100 Lego blocks in your head, you can then think at the speed of light. You just simply snap them together. Now, this is where the physical barrier comes in. If your mouth is not trained to say these words in one sound, your brain will keep breaking them down into individual words. This is exactly why the 7-day pronunciation workout exists. It's not about accent, it's about chunking. It trains your muscles to treat a 5-word sentence as one unit of sound. When the mouth is working fast, then it allows for the brain to be lazy, and then it stops translating. This is honestly so important, and I wish more learners understood this. It's $7 and it's just 10 minutes a day. The link is below if you want to check it out. Don't just learn these blocks, muscle memory these blocks. The final wall is the identity wall. You think in your native language because your English self feels like a professional, polite student. Then your native self is the one that gets angry, falls in love, tells jokes, and let's be honest, those are completely different people. I've experienced this learning foreign languages, and I always see this in my students. We are completely different people in the language we are learning, and bridging that gap takes a really long time because you have to actually feel natural in that language to be at that point. To think in English, you have to start also feeling emotions in English. Now, I want you to start venting in English. When you are frustrated, yell in English. That's fine. Do it. When you are excited, celebrate in English. When I was living in Germany, I didn't feel fluent until the first time that I actually got in an argument with someone in German. I realized then that suddenly my brain didn't have to translate. The emotion in that moment was too fast, so it had to go straight to the direct route. Now, find a personal pillar. What I mean by this is a time where you are truly going to dedicate it to living in English. Maybe it's your morning coffee, maybe it's your workout. For me, I always use my commute as a time where I think in a foreign language. Make that one pillar an English-only zone. Everything that happens, it's in English, whether that is out loud or in your head. And no exceptions. Here you are creating an English identity. You aren't a person that is learning English. You are someone who uses English to navigate their reality. Remember, our goal here is to break that wall. So you have to be really serious about this in order to do it. Now, let me tell you a secret. There is a ghost in your head that is obsessed with grammar. This is your internal editor. Every time that you try to think in English, the editor says, wait, is that the right preposition? And then you stop and your flow breaks. And in this moment, the translator always comes back. Now I need you to fire the editor. In speech, speed is way more important than structure. I know it's hard to get a feel for that, but it's the truth. Native speakers make mistakes every 10 seconds. We use fillers like, yeah, you know, I mean, we also throw a like in every other word. And these aren't mistakes. These are processing bridges. They actually give you time. These buy your brain time to stay in the English zone. If you stop to fix a verb, you have suddenly left the English zone. If instead you use a filler word and you use that to keep going, you are thinking in English. So be messy, be fast, and be lazy. So let's recap the 3-step method. 1, label your reality. Starve that translator by narrating your life out loud. Number 2, use Lego blocks. Stop building word by word and use your mouth to speak in trained chunks. And train your mouth to handle speaking in chunks. Step 3 is to anchor your emotions. Move your actual self into the language. Your brain is a muscle, and if you don't use the direct route, it will wither away. If you want the specific drills to build these Lego blocks in your mouth, the 7-day pronunciation workout is waiting for you. It's the mouth gym that makes the brain thinking possible. Now, it's only $7 and it's for the people who are tired of being ghosts of themselves when they are speaking English. Now, go to the comments right now and write, "I am firing my translator." And tell me which pillar of your day, coffee, the gym, your commute, whatever it is becoming your English only zone. Or if you have a new idea, tell me in the comments too, because I would love to hear how you guys are living in English. Now, I'm Kat. Subscribe for the things that your teacher never told you. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.